Actually, what would Home Alone be like if the Farrelly brothers did it?
Like 20% grosser.
I think in our lifetimes, we'll have an AI sophisticated enough to make that. Like you just prompt it with Farrelly Brothers Home Alone, and it will make it for you.
We could get some AI slop, Farrelly Brothers Home Alone. There would be a contemporary pop rock soundtrack.
I guess you'd have to also say what year they made it in, because they grow and change too. But if you were saying like prime era Farrelly Brothers.
Kingpin, Dumb and Dumber.
All the siblings have that, right? Like the Wachowskis as well. You want prime Matrix era, and Cohen's held up, I'd say.
Yeah, their prime era's a couple decades long.
But John and Hughes, those two, nothing but hits.
The Hughes brothers.
It's Hughes, like Mario.
If someone told me that a pair of brothers wrote all of those movies, I'd be like, wow, that's a talented pair of brothers. And then to the reveal, it's like, actually, it's just one guy. Whoa, even more amazing.
One guy? Home Alone 1 and 2? I told you about all the... No, but Home Alone 1 and 2? You just can't get past that fact like every other John Hughes.
And The Breakfast Club. Yeah, but
1 and 2?
Just one guy?
You're telling me the math in your head right now is 2 Home Alones, one guy? In a way, our podcast is like a mini Home Alone, and we've done 75 of them.
Well, we've done 74, but here we are.
By the time our listeners hear me saying this, we will have done 75.
That is true. Yes. That's crazy.
Like I feel optimistic saying that, because if we don't finish this one, they won't hear me saying this.
I gotta say, they're getting harder. Maybe because the school year just started back up. But I've been so busy this week that
This is a bit of the Educator Flex segment coming up where...
We throw the word hero around a lot these days, but I just need everyone to remember. Think back to that.
The 5th of November.
That teacher in your life that made a difference, that saw you. That's who I am.
That teacher that saw you, that was watching, always watching.
Watching right now.
So think of that teacher that saw you changing.
That's me, baby.
What does the number 75 signify to you as an educator?
C-level work.
I feel so silly for not even thinking about grades.
Very growth mindset of you.
That was not the first thing that came to mind. A 75. Oh, here's a glass half full question. First day of school, do all of your students have zeros or hundreds?
Oh, hundreds. That's how I see it. We just got to keep it up, baby.
As Newfound Glory would say, it's all downhill from here. Did they play that when you recently saw them with the punk rock band The Offspring?
I wouldn't know. I watched their set and enjoyed it quite a bit, but I don't know the names of their songs.
And that's okay, because you know the name of this film, which is...
Home Alone.
1. Home Alone 1.
Home Alone 1. Home Alone -1.
It's like episode 4. It wasn't episode 4 until episode 5 existed.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But we're on the 75th minute of Home Alone 1. I know this is a lot of numbers to keep up with, but not Home Alone 2, but Home Alone 1 minute.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
75.
That's right.
What happens in minute 75?
To put it very concisely, Kevin sets some traps.
That was perfect.
Should we break it down more, or let's just get into it? What do we see? Let's start with this battle plan.
He spreads it out on the table.
Mm-hmm.
He moves some toys that were already there, maybe a part of his ideation, because we really didn't talk about the consideration that goes into this, because the battle plan we just see revealed.
There's no scene of Kevin with a notepad and a pipe as he brainstorms how he could thwart these burglars.
Yeah, there's no whiteboarding.
And the battle plan has a lot of the flair of a school project. He's used a whole poster board. He's put his name on it.
I like to think that kind of creativity is a heritable trait, and his designer mother may have passed on a bit of that.
Yeah. If I had some burglars on the way to my house, I wouldn't go through the trouble of breaking out the crayons I might come up with a plan, but it's going to be on notebook paper with a pencil.
It does read as an artifact from a more studious child.
And it suggests that this is where Kevin shines. These are his strengths. Orchestrated malice towards his enemies.
I mean, excluding myself, everybody has their own strengths, right? And this is just highlighting an out-of-the-box thinker.
It doesn't seem like there's intentional growth here in terms of the ability to plan out a defense of your home. I'm thinking back to the beginning of the movie with his family, and when his brother wrongs him, he's either helpless or all he can do is run at him, screaming and knock over the milk. He doesn't have that devious planner's brain that he's putting on display here. But that's not the point of the movie. Like, he's become like this stronger, more capable, independent kind of guy. And those are the strengths that we are led to think are bringing him to this moment.
You see it as devious planning?
I mean, he's got physical harm in mind for these guys.
But it's reactive to people breaking into his home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he never showed signs of that unprovoked. So, like, is defense devious?
Seems like we should have done a lot of research into Illinois stand your ground laws and the legalities of what Kevin's doing here. I guess what I'm saying is there are other ways to thwart these burglars. He's walking distance to town. He could get over his fear of the inept police. Part of his plan is calling the police. So there's still a sliver of faith in the system for him.
But I thought we talked about this, or maybe it was a fever dream I had, but the idea is that he can't call the police on them at his home because he's home alone and he can't deal with that, which is why he calls them from the Murphy house.
And he's a wanted criminal.
Right.
He's the great toothbrush thief of Winnetka, Illinois, and they're all looking for him.
Yeah. Jimmy gave a sketch.
Yeah.
There was like a sketch artist that said, describe him to me. And he was like, his face was like a boy I couldn't stop.
We did some hypothetical, like, what ifs for last minute about if the Wet Bandits had shown up earlier when Kevin was at church and he's got that front door unlocked. Not that a locked door seems to stop them. But there's also the what if here of Kevin could, in theory, and I like the movie as is, he makes a call to the police later saying, like, hey, the name's Murphy. These guys are robbing my house. He could make the same phone call for his house and go hide out at McDonald's for a few hours while the cops bust the Wet Bandits in the process of stealing their stuff.
No, but then there's the question of follow-up, right? And he's not an entirely rational being, but he does seem to make a few logical connections. That being said, he's not an adult, so he doesn't have the same understanding that you and I would have of that kind of interaction. So if he calls in and says, hey, this is Peter McAllister, the father, please come and get these criminals, he assumes he's going to have to show up as Peter McAllister, the father, and close out the case with the police, sign some papers, do the whole thing, where the police have come and been like, seems like an empty house. Looks like the whole family's disappeared.
Yeah, I'll reiterate, like, I like the movie as is. And there are more practical solutions available. But the line from the previous minute is maybe key. This is my house. I have to defend it.
I'm so glad you said that because I spent a lot of time thinking about that line in reference to this minute.
Yeah.
Because he didn't say, I suppose I should defend it. He didn't say, it needs defending. Let me find someone. It was compulsion.
I have to defend it.
I have to defend it.
Which is completely in line with the themes of the movie, of this guy who can't even pack his suitcase at the beginning. And now he's got the ultimate responsibility, maybe even taking it to excess, where there are systems in place. There are other people who could help you. He could tell his neighbor that he just talked to, hey, these guys are about to break into my house. Could you come over and hit them with a shovel with me? But he doesn't do that. He says, this is my house. I have to defend it. He's embraced what he needed to learn the whole time.
I think he felt that one out. Like, that could have been something, but he talked to the guy. He's like, you've been doing this for how long and you're not talking to your son? I'm not getting that guy over.
I don't trust him with my home.
No. Think about what I said. Yeah, sure, guy.
I got some man's work to attend to. You go over
I got more on my plate.
You're there fight with your son.
I got to go put some micro machines on the floor.
Are there any other points of the battle plan you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about how he can't spell the word ornaments?
I always like props made by adults meant to be kids.
That's exactly what this is.
Because it's never quite right.
Yes. Which this battle plan was lovingly recreated by our friend Baxter Crane for the back tray of our CD release.
Yeah. Do you call it a back cover?
Back cover, I guess. Yeah.
Because when I hear tray, I think the inside. For you have like a clear jewel case.
Mm-hmm.
There's like back cover, spine. But yes, back cover. And honestly, you raise a point that means that I can't be objective about this. I've spent a lot of time thinking about both the real battle plan and her interpretation, such that I might have thought about it so much that I wouldn't give it enough time in this minute. So we should probably discuss it a bit.
We can zoom in a little bit. He's got stars at the top. Again, an unnecessary flourish, especially when pressed for time. But I'll take it. It's got that school project vibe to it. He wrote battle plan at the top really big. And he thought, you know what? Some stars would really spruce this thing up.
I think the labeling is what I think is the most interesting, because it really takes it from individual notes to being meant for consumption by others. Like, hey, I'm going to take this from a grill and put it on a door handle. And if it being red and the door handle being red wasn't enough.
Red hot.
Red hot.
Exclamation point, right?
Not only that, but the red hot text has a red highlight.
What's interesting to think about is the public education system in which I'm complicit.
I thought you were just going to say like that period. That is an interesting thing to think about.
Well, if you think about if this is a project and Kevin's only reference point for project means poster board, get the crayons out, label everything. This is the only way he knows how to put together a plan is what he's learned from school. So it kind of makes sense that he's like, all right, I need a plan. All right, so where's my poster board? Get the crayons out. He's been conditioned for that.
Right. He's not nerdy enough to have done the trifold.
Yeah. We're not a trifold. Buzz is his older brother. He's
right.
Rod's a trifold guy.
Rod's done some trifolds.
Yeah, quite a few. He packed one for Paris. Just in case.
You think French babes like science?
But yeah, we've got the cutesy handwriting. We got the misspelled ornaments. We get an Xmas, which I didn't know that Kevin would be so bold as to take the Christ out of Christmas. But here we are.
Are we enough years removed from the red cup thing that we can't just say that as a shorthand? We would actually have to explain the phenomenon
of like the Merry Christmas seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't you hear? We're allowed to say Merry Christmas again.
Did the ban get lifted?
Oh, yeah.
Is it because South Park killed woke?
No, we elected... Remember a couple years ago when we got dragged off to jail every time we said Merry Christmas? Those are some lean years for me. I don't know about you, but it was difficult.
All of my elf friends are incarcerated, so that's a sensitive subject for me.
They're in... Arctic Alcatraz.
They're in Get Ho Ho Ho. Sorry about that. That was just as corny as that Sydney Sweeney ad.
We're so topical today.
My wife just showed it to me today.
Okay. I wish my wife was showing me pictures of Sydney Sweeney.
I wish my jeans were blue.
What color are your jeans?
I almost exclusively have black denim.
You know what? Never noticed, but you're right. What would you do with a different shade of denim? I say the Home Alones go like white denim at a show just for fun. We go like Andrew WK style.
I like that. I also considered getting us all green pants because he does experiment with different colored pants through the film.
Yeah, we should do that.
Like sort of a, not quite army green, but he does have some green trousers.
Yeah. Okay. So after the battle plan, we start to see him setting up. We're in a montage.
The thing that was so striking about this minute was how stark the contrast was with the church minutes.
He sets up the whole house in 60 seconds.
Right. I don't know if we want to go out of order here and talk about what sort of the final thing we see in this minute is. But on the battle plan, they're referred to as heavy.
Heavy cans. Talk about Sydney Sweeney.
For us going 7, 8, 9 minutes and it's still being in one conversation to being like micro machines, ice, water, on the stairs. Here's some tar. Here's a nail.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, I wasn't ready for this.
It works so beautifully though, because we're ready for fast after we slow down for so long. Really does show you that people will say that they're into Home Alone for the gimmick, for this sequence that we're about to see where he's like thwarting the burglars. But what we're really here for is this character and the emotions that they're feeling and what they're going through and learning about family and love and putting up with each other. That's what this movie's about, which is why that gets 6 minutes and setting up these traps gets 60 seconds. Because we really are more interested in the emotions.
We're not self-aware. We're not self-aware creatures.
We think
we don't.
Yeah, we think we want season 6 of The Simpsons, but we really want seasons 1 and 2.
We think we want things to be easy and instant and not have to have any pain or turmoil or suffering. But we need a bit of that, and it shows.
We need the heart way more than we need the gimmick.
Yeah.
Good golly. I love this movie. I really, really do.
One guy made it.
Can you believe it? He didn't need his brother at all. What surprised me on a close watch, he only puts out 5 micro machines.
So I don't think he only put out 5. I think that's the first 5.
I will contrast it with the shot of him putting out the Xmas ornaments, where he puts out the 5th micro machine. This is like a rocket. There's something on the back.
It's like a missile.
And I don't remember my micro machines being so militaristic, but he points up the missile as like a motion of finality, as a finishing touch.
I think it's a finishing touch for that specific one.
But we get no indication at the end of this shot that he's still going. And I will contrast that with the ornaments where he's putting them out, and it cuts with him putting his hand back in the bag for another one to say, I'm not done putting these ornaments out. We don't get that with the micro machines. Here, he's like got 5 and he's good to go.
So that's somewhere between editing issue / getting enough coverage.
I think it's just enough micro machines to read, because I've never tracked it until I'm watching it over and over and over to go like, oh, wait, he doesn't put out like a whole bucket of micro machines. He carefully puts out 5.
I don't see that handful as like what he's putting out. I see it like a staging phase. Like he has a bucket elsewhere and he gets like 5 at a time out, which is probably all he can carry in his like, as Santa would call it, little paw.
I'm not going to jump ahead, but I'll be interested to see how many micro machines are slipped upon later in the movie.
Should we put in guesses right now?
These guys seem to know what they're doing. Like there's very few continuity anachronistic flaws in this thing. So I'm going to say that there are 5. What do you think? Price
is Right rules?
No, just closest. You can go over.
Was definitely going to go 6. I'm going to go 20.
Okay. We got a fair spectrum to look through. What I also noticed about the micro machine shot is that he's had to like roll the rug aside. He's kind of
okay. See, that's a weird one because like I do notice that immediately, but that might not be
like he's had to take this runner or
he's had to roll it out of the way.
And he like rolled it out of the way so we could put the micro machines down. I think that a rolled over rug is just as much of a tripping hazard as the micro machines. You could have just filled this house with like rolled over rugs and probably thwarted these guys just as easily.
Yeah, they don't roll quite as well on carpet.
No, I totally get why he's doing it. After that, he ices down the steps.
Yes, as you do.
Like you do. And then we get that red hot.
Oh, is it red hot?
It's red hot. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay.
And he heats it up on a grill, which is also weird.
Wait, is it not the heating element For the grill?
Yeah, it is. It's a grill heater. It like lights the. What is this thing?
It's like a heating element.
Okay, what is it designed to heat? Grills?
Yeah, because he's pulling it from.
It's a doorknob heater.
Yeah, anything with like the letter M on it.
These guys are going to be knocking on the door soon. I should go get the doorknob heater.
I think he pulls it from a charcoal grill that probably has optionality. It's like a rich grill. It's like you can use charcoal or you can use this heating element. The heating element can like maybe help be a fire starter.
It's a weird contraption. And
it is.
I remember even as a kid, it being a point of confusion for me. Like, what is this thing that he's hung on the doorknob? Do you notice like the little smile he has? He has like a smug little smile after he like hangs it on the doorknob.
Isn't that his whole vibe for the next 20 minutes though?
For this minute though, he's like business for all the things.
Oh,
but
okay.
for the doorknob, he's like, yeah, I got these guys. Serious about the red hot thing.
He's pleased with himself.
What do we see down in the basement as he's picking up his red hot doohickey?
Ooh, I wish I knew what its name was, but the spider.
The spider. Axel?
That's right. Axel.
Somebody hasn't read the novelization.
Sorry. So sorry.
I haven't either. Home Alone Minute Book Club. Right around the corner, guys. As soon as we're done with the movie. Picking up the book.
Every
Order
week
your
we'll be
copy
doing a page.
by Todd Strasser today. Let's see here. Hangs out on the door. And then he's going a little out of order. He ices down the back steps to the basement.
Where he has a coat on.
Yes. Well, it's cold outside, Jerod.
But he's also been outside in the front without a coat.
But now he's dealing with ice.
As opposed to the bucket of ice he had before.
This is grown-up Kevin.
Although I'm going to argue against myself here a little bit. The front, he just has to go out the front door. The back, I think he actually has to go around.
Got to walk around the house. There's the hose isn't over there too. But he ices the back steps. And then he goes back into the basement to tar up the basement steps.
I might actually step back a bit and push back on the out of order thing. All of the icing you might want to do as early as possible.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay that he's tarring these steps after.
Oh, sure.
Or is that not what you were saying when you were talking about things being out of order?
I think they're edited in the order that they are for variety's sake. We get some indoor, we get some outdoor, we get a spider, we get the sequence of traps, maybe not in the order that Kevin's actually doing them.
Spoken like a true neurotypical. No, I think Kevin's doing them in this order.
Okay. He's got that child mentality. And now I'm going to go outside and get a rope.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Because he's doing a bucket of ice water for the front, but he's doing a hose in the back. Like, he's organized, but still pretty sloppy on the execution. Like, he's got a battle plan, but it's not that well defined. It doesn't have, like, an order of operations. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have, like, a Gantt chart showing which tasks are blocking others.
It does lend itself to the progression of the traps and the violence of Home Alone 2, because this is a guy on his second plan. So he's gotten a little better. But he tars up the basement steps. He puts that nail on the shingle and gives it a little like test poke with his finger just to make sure that the nail is sharp.
I always wondered about that one because he didn't do it hard enough to see if it would withstand any kind of like pressure or weight or movement. Mm-hmm. And you obviously don't want to do it hard enough to inflict any real pain on yourself. So
honestly, I think
I don't know if I get the...
I think I would have done the same thing. Stick a nail through a roof shingle and try to walk away from it without like giving it a little test tap.
So you think of it as like the drill trigger thing.
He can't help himself. Yeah.
Right. I'll give you that. Yeah, that makes sense. What I do have to ask though is how is roofing tar and shingles part of the inventory in this basement?
You don't have shingles in your basement?
I don't have shingles on my roof.
That's true. I don't think the carpet is working, Jerod.
If it would just stop raining.
I know that you like to clean your gutters barefoot and you want it to be soft up there.
It's so cozy.
There's just, I mean,
I tell you what, you try it once and tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. Your roof has been declared unsafe by a host of inspectors.
See, it's that good old boy network. They just trying to get me down.
No, Jerod, they fell through because you roofed your house with carpet.
They said it was commercial grade carpet.
To be fair,
I got it from Shaw Industries in Dalton, Georgia.
This
is the carpet capital of the world.
You know what? It is very stain resistant. I've noticed that. In the longest shot of this minute, I think Kevin, American Gladiator style, like has a rope around him and he climbs up the ladder for his treehouse. And then we see him tying his, what will be like a zip line and making sure it's nice and taut.
Yes. He's doing a rather sophisticated knot as well.
Yeah. What I liked about it is that like it looks like he's like taken his hat off and like hung his hat in the treehouse while he like gets this work done. Like, oh, I can't do this with the hat on. Let me hang it up here. The hat's like hanging up behind him.
Maybe when he took the rope off, it like snagged on his hat.
Oh yeah. And it's just still sitting there.
Or it like fell further and he's like picking it up. He's like, I'm not going to put my hat back on. I'm just going to pick it up. But then after I finish this knot, I'm going to put the hat back on. See, why don't they show everything?
We are hungry for an 8-hour Home Alone movie. I'm sure others are as well.
Yeah, where's the Snyder cut?
Black and white. In that weird aspect ratio that no one cares about anymore. It's square. It's cooler because it's square.
Are you guys not watching this on CRT?
In the second good callback after the micro machines that almost broke Aunt Leslie's neck, he's applying some glue. He's applying some glue to the Wrap-It cling wrap that he bought at the store. He's like the Native Americans in the buffalo. Like no part goes unused here in this movie.
I'm dying to see how he uses that Tropicana.
See, it all should have like been in.
He had a coupon for that.
The army men should have.
Oh, if they had replaced the micro machines, it would be great because they're not for the kids; they're for the bandits.
Right, and then he sets up his fan and feathers contraption,
which kind of sounds like the name of a hipster bar.
Oh yeah, you guys want to go down to Fan and Feathers? They have trivia on Tuesdays. Yeah, let's go for a pint at Fan and Feathers.
Yeah. Saying that sounds way more fitting than trivia.
Yeah, Fan and Feathers has it's $9 Yingling night, so we got to go.
They actually banned trivia. Like you can't even go in there and set up your own. Like you can't even ask like pop culture questions to each other.
Fan and Feathers is classy. They have $18 candied bacon appetizers and
that take forever to come out, and they don't come out at once.
Yeah. Well, she's working on some grad school assignments back there, so you're fine. We're laid back here.
There's a guy at the front door with a handlebar mustache who checks every third ID that walks in.
I don't like Fan and Feathers.
And why the hell is he dressed like a chicken?
I'll say that the Fan and Feathers and the glue, weakest trap of them all.
Weakest trap, but one of the stronger visual gags. It's something that people remember. Like, in fact, when you see fan art, you'll see Harry with like feathers on him.
Oh, sure.
So this is like, that's more the heart of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not physical pain, it's emotional pain.
They're not walking out of here even with their pride.
Yeah. This trap's for his foot. This trap is for his dignity.
Then we see Kevin putting out the ornaments on the floor.
Ornaments.
The ornaments. And then we see the heavy cans.
Iconic.
The iconic heavy cans.
What can you say about them?
They have great jeans. Here's a detail that I noticed, that like he doesn't use like rope. He has like this spool of twine.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming is part of Kate's profession, or maybe they do a lot of stringing up hams.
Well, twine's also like a pretty typical crafting item.
Do you have twine in your basement
Yes, actually.
where your shingles aren't?
Where would you keep your shingles?
I have shingles in my basement.
You have my shingles in your basement?
I was saving them for Christmas, but since we're already talking about them here, I will be over this weekend.
I have your twine.
I sold my heavy cans so I could afford the shingles.